It's time for Bravo with Sheila, a place to be enlightened, a place to be built up, and always a place to remember that when nothing changes, nothing changes. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Bravo with Sheila. Listen, you just tuned into the Bravo with Sheila network. I know you're saying, where is she? Everything looks different. Well, everything is different. We just need to thank God that I'm here because there have been so many changes going on. As you can see, I am not in my studio. I am not. You can tell. I can tell. I've been trying to just get things together so that we could have this incredible broadcast tonight. I tell you, I hope I'm good. I'm talking to my ride or die. And Nay, is everything good? Is everything good? Can you hear me? I don't have my microphone, my lighting. Nevertheless, we are here. This is going to be a dope show. I'm telling you, I've been so excited about it. And I'm excited to have my coach here along with my sister, Deneen. Listen, if you guys were here the last time that we had Coach on, he just took the reins out of my hand and he just took over. When he goes to anyone's podcast, he just takes over. So you might as well just sit back, chill, and just let him do his thing. And that's what we're going to do tonight. I am so excited. Listen, Coach John Screenwriting Academy is like the best. When I tell you the best, if there is a book on a shelf somewhere that you have written, if there is a book in you, if there's a poem in you, if there's some eloquent poetic words or thoughts or whatever in you, this is the person that can pull it out of you so that it can become a screenplay or whatever it is you desire for it to be. The Screenwriting Academy offers so much. I'm a graduate of the Screenwriting Academy. I have just finished my third script. For the first story I wrote is my life story. So that is a goodie, right? A real goodie. The second one I wrote is a Christmas story, which people are looking for, and Coach will tell you. And the one I just finished is a drama comedy, faith-based screenplay. So we're doing things here at the Academy, and that's why we're bringing him back, and he is ready. He has so much more to share with you than he shared with you before. He has so much more to share with you than he has shared before when he was on this platform. He has so many students that have graduated from the Academy. I have graduated. My two daughters have written screenplays. They have graduated. Deneen A. Connor, listen, she's a dope pitch deck creator and screenwriter and author of 1 trillion books. I can't wait to bring them at the stage, to the platform. I'm so happy. You know, she's greeting you guys in the chat. Those of you in the bleachers, those of you in the balcony, or maybe you bought an expensive seat and you're sitting in an orchestra seat. I see you up there. You do not have to be in the chat if you don't want to. I just want to thank you for being here, and I want you to hit that thumbs up, because when you hit that thumbs up button, you know what happened. moves the algorithm so that this content can get out to other people. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because this week, Bravo with Sheila Network is celebrating 500 subscribers. Ooh. Tomorrow night, we're going to be on at 7 o'clock. Come by and say hello to me and celebrate with me. Listen, they said I did something really good. Haven't been on for 2 years yet, not even a year and a half. And we hit 500, but I could not have done that without my subscribers, the ones that come, the one that's see the content after while I'm sleeping. I looked at the analyticals. It's in other countries, other states. And it's funny, when I looked at the analyticals, I said, oh my goodness, more men watching the content than women. This channel started out as Bravo with Sheila, ladies, let's chat. And I had to slide the ladies over to the side. I didn't eliminate them. I slid them over to the side because I found that I was talking to everybody. Everyone, where we build you up and enrich your lives, right? Helping to move you from pain to power and from power to victory. So yes, more men watch this channel than women. And you should see it's different ages. I was like, okay, go ahead, Lord, go ahead and open up the gates, open the floodgates. And so we're excited. So stop by tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We're going to celebrate a little bit. Just come by and say, hey, in a minute, I pray I'll be monetized and I'll be able to have merch and content and membership and all those wonderful things. Like, I started this not to get numbers per se, really to just help and get information out. And here we are at over 500 subs. I looked today and they said, wait a minute, you got 517 or 18. I'm like, okay, let's just keep moving and giving people great content. Now, I know the lighting is not the way it usually is, because I am not in my studio. You figured that out already. I am in California. And so I am actually in my daughter's bedroom. I tried every room and I said, let me get in a space where I won't be interrupted because the house is busy. And here we are. So without further ado, listen, I want you to know that Coach John Screenwriting Academy, you'll see a lot of information on the screen. Learn the art of screenwriting and graduate at your own pace with your own personalized training video modules. All right. We got so many testimonies. We got his website up. You'll see that. There's standalone training courses, screenwriting course. There's the pitch deck training. I took that. I took the screenwriting course. Then there's a screenwriting for the mentorship program and become a coach, speaker training program. It's so much. The refresher training, those of us who slip up and don't be on our job. If you forget some of this, Coach has a module to help you, but I'm going to let him continue to talk. Now, I'm getting ready to warn you because Coach is going to take over this platform. Coach is going to take over the mic. He is... Coach is, and I got Deneen. Deneen can vouch for me. Deneen can vouch. I'm going to bring Deneen up now. She can vouch. She can vouch. She can vouch that this brother here.
I'm sorry. He got G-O-T next to his name. Oh my God. He's starting already, Sheila. He got G-O-T next to his name. The GOAT.
Coach is a mess. Coach is a mess. So you know what?
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
This is how we gonna do this. You know how we do here on Bravo. We greet some of the folks that's going ahead. We got to greet some of the folks here in the chat before we move on. And they is telling me that I'm okay, even though I'm not in the studio. The black and white is working. So amen to that. Amen. We got Lisa Banks, the producer, writer, singer. Listen, we got Lisa Banks in the house. If you guys have not seen her work, if you guys don't know about her, she has written plays. She's just talented to the overkill. And Lisa Banks, I just finished a movie. She called me Wheezy because I played a part of one of her plays, right? That we were getting ready to go on stage to do, but COVID knocked us out the bank. And Lisa now is doing animated stuff as well as taking her animated stuff to the screen. If you stay on YouTube and go to Stevie, the movie Stevie, what an incredible storyline, and everyone is going over there to look at that. She's going to be on the platform again soon with the second one that she wrote, she's gonna type it. I got too much in my head. But anyway, thank you, Lisa, for being here. She'll be with us on October 6th, I think, with her panel of women who's in this next animated movie she's doing. Lisa is, when I tell you talented, I am not even stretching that. Okay, we got Renee in the house. She's greeting everyone. Danita's like, woohoo, for my 500 plus subs. Yes, yes. Come on with it. Come on with it. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited that we made it to over 500 subs. And so hey, this is a big deal in the YouTube streets. I found out, like, when you hit 500, I keep messing. I have slow delay here on my internet here. Let's see if there it is. And they put that up. She's my moderator here in the YouTube streets. And wait a minute, Deneen's comment. She's backstage and she's writing. I love it. Deneen, I gotta wait, more men? Let me fix my hair.
You never know.
Oh, I didn't read it till I put it up. I like it. You never know. You got that right. You got that right. And then Anae is talking to Coach. I tell you, y'all better just sit back, get a cool beverage, give yourself a bravo, because Coach is getting ready to cut up. And then Anae says, let's see, and then we're going to jump right in. I want to get some of these comments out the way. Let's see. Slow delay. LA is a delay. LA is delay. Delay. Coach was trying to extend the stream last time. Yes, he took it from me. He said, you can't. No, we're not closing. He took the mic. He said, we're not closing this. Y'all don't have questions? Y'all don't have anything that you want to say?
Ain't that change? It's nothing going to change. Nothing at all going to change. Listen, I brought in 30 million viewers last time. We were
30 million?
30 million.
Wow.
Oh,
we broke
God.
YouTube record. 30 million people tuned in when I came up last time. So just imagine.
Deneen, he said 30 million.
30 million. Wow.
30 million. I should be straight up monetized right now, shouldn't
I? Exactly. 30 million. Wow.
We have someone else in the house. Let's greet this person who I don't know who I might know who this is. Yes. Viveka Black Butterfly Thompson. We welcome you.
That's bad. That's Viveka. You want to go by that name? Viveka. Viveka.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. That's who
Lisa said I should be oversized. Y'all cut up too much. Let's go. Oh my God. That's why I had to find a little quiet room. Look at Lisa. Lisa's a clown. Y'all have to go see the movie Stevie and check out all Lisa's content that's coming. No, she is talented. She's written plays that's been on major stages. That's why I I said, pop on. Meet my friends Deneen and my coach who taught me how to write screenplays. Yes. Oh, Coach. All right, Deneen, you ready for this? You see what he wrote?
She said she's looking for a husband. That's why she got her OnlyFans account.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying that, Coach. I do not have a fans only account. Okay, I do not. Trust me, I do not.
Oh my God, he's a mess.
He's more than a mess. Okay,
I'm telling you, you need to cut it out. So listen, guys, thank you for being here. I am so excited about tonight because, Coach, you have grown leap and bounds since you started the academy. I mean, you've been in this business quite a while. You've been doing a lot. You've been teaching, and you stay up endless hours. One thing I liked about when I always wanted my book to become a movie, and a friend of mine, my background singer from the 1980s, Don Hamilton, introduced me to Deneen. And then Deneen came on the platform and she began to share all her books. But we cannot leave here without. Why you didn't send me some of your book covers? I could have put them up as well, Deneen.
I thought you had them.
Did she got her composition notebook stuff too?
She's such an incredible artists
She
and
sent that to you?
writers. No, I asked both of you to send me things, and she
I'm
did
so
not.
sorry. I did not get the memo. I apologize.
Okay, John.
I
Okay, he's mums is the word for him, Deneen. Anywho,
Where's the cricket, man?
anywho, Deneen will always be back on the platform, but she is very, very talented. And so, Coach, you have grown so much. I mean, when I wanted my book and Deneen came on and we began to talk, and then she charged me. When we finished, she said, "You must call Coach John." She said, "Sheila, please, he'll help you." I was kind of frustrated and just felt bad. I had tried so many different times. People had took the book and said, "Oh, this is a great story." I had people getting ready to actually do it. I mean, some name folks was getting ready to do the story, and they began to bicker. And then I broke the disclaimer and said, "Never mind. Obviously, they're not the one." And so I was so discouraged, right? And Deneen, when John connected me to Deneen, and Deneen said, she had gone to the academy, and she said, "You got to meet Coach." The next day, I contacted Coach, and here we are now. I have 3 screenplays in. The first one is my life story. Yes, life story. The second one is a Christmas screenplay, because Coach will tell all of you that's one of the things they're looking for. And this last one that I wrote, which I just started the pitch deck 3 days ago, and this one is a faith-based drama comedy. And so I got him in the can. A lot is going on. So in the meantime, Coach has been blowing up, Deneen. He's getting all these contacts, people hiring him. And now you are a hired for hire pitch deck writer. So anyway, I'm going to pass it to Coach, and Coach is going to drop it back and forth to you. And it's going to go back and forth. We're going to show some slides and some things. Coach is going to show you some of the things that some of his students have done and what's coming down the pipe. Coach, I turn it over to you.
This is my first time. I'm shy. I'm an introvert. So this is my first time. Please forgive me if I'm a little shy.
Jesus Christ.
But for real, I'd like to thank you for coming in. It's just like, it's amazing how I turned class. And to be honest, I'm gonna be straight up, I'm gonna be transparent. I came up with the class. I remember when I came up with it. I was about to walk right into the shower. When I walked in the shower and I was taking my shower, and I said, "What about if I come up with a Coach John Screenwriting Academy class to teach people how to do screenplays?" And that's how that came about. Because usually when people say, "What do you do to get out of writer's block?" I say, "I go into the bathroom and I take all my electronics and go into the bathroom to review writer's block." And that's how I came with my creative. Yes, you laugh, you know that. That's how I created my creative, get out of writer's block and come with creative stuff, is while I'm in the bathroom, whether, all that good stuff. But I have to say this right here, though, and give Deneen credit. If we was a multi-level marketing company, Deneen would be up here, and then she would have people underneath her, because she has bring in a lot of people underneath her. So if Coach John Screenwriting Academy was a multi-level marketer, Deneen would have an organization underneath her. I heard that before. She bring in people that, hey, she don't care about no more. But hey, that's what happens in business. But people come under her that she really don't care about either. But
why are you telling these lies?
You know who I'm talking about, and she know what I'm talking about too. But anyway, that's how I see it. And I'm just so happy that I'm able. The one thing about this academy is like I said, I sacrifice a lot, including money, because I want y'all to be successful. But the fact that you guys are graduating, the fact that I'm able to be on this amazing show, because without the academy, I wouldn't have known Deneen. I wouldn't have known, Miss Sheila, the people that's on the chat, Lady Nova, sorry for the name, Ernie, Kanye, Viveka Butterfly. I know I'm killing the names. I wouldn't, Lisa Banks, Hillary Banks' sister. I would never basically have met you guys because of this platform. So I'm just excited, and I'm ready to go, because like I said, we about to take over shortly. This whole podcast and we're gonna be here for more than an hour. But I just wanted to say thank you. And any questions y'all guys have, just hit me up. I am here. Hey, is it Enekney? How you spell that?
Nania.
Nania. That's her full name. Kania.
Nia.
Okay. All right.
Nia.
Sorry to jack up your name. I'm from the East Coast. Someone said I'm not from the South, but I'm from the East Coast, from VA. So excuse me, Miss Ania Kania. We're gonna have fun. Listen, we're gonna educate you, we're gonna entertain you, we're gonna motivate you, and we're gonna inspire you in this whole podcast. Ain't that right, Deneen A. Connor?
I just want to say a disclaimer. The views and opinions of Coach John does not reflect everyone. So
that's untrue. That's inaccurate.
Not because I don't know what's gonna come out your mouth. So I can't. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say like everyone says in online. Allegedly.
Allegedly, right? Exactly. That's the word.
But I also want to pass it over right now until we get further to, because I don't want to take up all the spotlight, because I don't do that. I'm gonna at least give Deneen at least 5 minutes of the whole time.
Oh well, thank you.
So I'm gonna pass it over to Deneen now. Deneen she's also have a podcast along with Sharon Champagne Terry. I'm not gonna go there. Called Building a Legacy with C&D. And it's on StreamYard, Facebook, YouTube, and all that stuff. But Deneen started off as a screenwriter. She could tell her story, how she started off. Now she's doing pitch decks. Mm-hmm. We already submitted Homeboy Cookout. We're waiting on that to get some news. And she also has this composition notebooks that she's great at, and she's a great host. And I'm glad she's my sister, so to speak. And I'm just happy that that she's a part of this team. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna take up too much of her time, which I am, but I'm gonna let Deneen, because she's kind of shy. I'm gonna let Deneen speak on her behalf. So Deneen, go ahead and speak to the world.
Thank you. The GOAT. Thank you.
I should have played the theme song that I got, Goat Mode. We'll go out with that song.
Yes, please. So first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I really, really appreciate it. It's my second time too. Woo-hoo. So I'm starting to feel like a celebrity and whatnot. But as everyone is saying, I'm Deneen A. Connor. I actually started off as an author. I wrote my first book, Tell Him, and I self-published back in 2010. And since then, I've completed a series, the Tell Him series. Then I have Wedding Day, which is another series. And so when I have Excuses and I have The Grandparents. So those are the books that I have self-published. So when I, during COVID, everyone was home and, on computers and everything. And on Facebook, actually through Sharon, because her and I go way back, I started to see Coach John's videos, and I was like, because people always told me, that should Tell Him should be a movie. It should be a movie. And I was like, yeah, I could see it as a movie. So, so I was interested, at that time he was on Sundays, like I think it was once a month or every 2 weeks, he was having like a free class, giving like a sample of the screenwriting, and he had graduates there with their testimony. And I was like, this really seems interesting. So I just, I went in. And I took my series book. I used The Wedding, and I used that as my homework assignment, and I had to turn that into a screenplay. And it was so interesting because each book is like over 250 pages, and I have 3 books. And Coach is like, it has to be like under 120. I'm like, what?
Right, I know, right?
What? 120, like 600 and something pages, and I have to put it into what? Like I kept saying, what? I can't do it. Yes, you can. He was like, look, and I never forget, and what always stays out in my mind is that when it comes to screenwriting, you have to tell the story, not show the story. In a book, you're basically, telling. And
yes.
Did I say it backwards?
You said it backwards. Let me repeat it.
You got it.
An author tells the story. We're very, how a person glide across the room and how a person do this and do that. But in a screenplay, you're just like, look, from here to there, you know, they over there. That done cut out like about a whole paragraph or whatnot.
Exactly.
Exactly. And it wasn't until after I took the class when I realized, and I read books and I see the movies. I was like, wow, they cut that out. Why? Now I know why they cut things out, because it all can't make it into the freaking movie.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, you know, I graduated 2 years ago, and since then I've completed quite a few. Well, I have a faith-based screenplay that I'm working on. I have Choir Boy that I'm working on with Sharon. I also have another love story. So I have like about at least 4 that I have in the making, you know. And of course, I love doing my pitch decks. So I love my pitch decks. It's just, I'm that creative. I love being creative, which led me into doing the composition notebooks. You know how they have those little black and white composition boring notebooks. I say they boring. So, you know, I was like, you know what? I just took them and I put faces, little kid faces, which somebody said there's books that look like them, you know, so they can go to school with these characters on the covers and they don't have to have that boring black and white and whatnot. So that's what I do. And now I just started doing little notebooks and everything. So I'm always creating. That's why I ended up with the creative mind, because I am always creating something.
You have a gift. That gift in you.
Creating like an advertisement for Coach right now. If he'd be nice, I might give it to him, you know. But
yeah, do it. Yay!
It is so, you know, let me interject that, you know, your creative ability is incredible. I'm so upset. I didn't know if Coach had some of your work, what he sent me that we're going to show, but your work, I mean, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's so awesome. And you're right. When you turn your book into a screenplay, I went through the same screaming that you did. Coach was like, Miss Sheila, you can't write this. I was like, but that part, he's like, you cannot. He said, I don't know how you're going to do it, but you got to pull some things out and condense it. And, you know, you want every little piece. You want to tell it the way. Right. And he was like, no. And I think I did a good job, I guess. And I did a good job because it was my life story. So the challenge wasn't that great, yet it was, because I wanted to tell, you know, everything. So that is so funny how he trained you. And I love the fact when you call him, he's always available. Like when you get stuck, he'll pick the phone up, right? He's always available to help you.
He is. If you call him or text him, Sharon and I, you know, we're on a daily text chat every day. Mm-hmm. We're talking nonsense. We're being creative. We're coming up with ideas and things and stuff like that. And why are you making that face? Why is he making?
No, I'm just thinking that your time is almost up. But go ahead, continue.
Oh.
Go ahead, continue. Have your little face.
Wait. You see what? Deneen, you see what Lisa is saying to him? Lisa said, "Oh, he's a comedian too."
Oh yes, Lisa. Look, yes.
Wait. Then she says this. Wait. Then she put this comment up. Did it show yet?
Name jacker.
Oh, I'm glad my name is simple.
Yes.
No, you're not, because your name is Hillary Banks for the day.
Yes. And you know what? And please be thankful, because if this was my podcast or his podcast, he would have all the sounds, the crickets, and you know what the hell, and Florida Evans, damn, and our office hours are from 9 to 5. You know, he has all kind of sound bites, and sometimes you can't even get through the show. I mean, it's one time he had one I didn't know nothing about, and when I heard it, I think I laughed for like 5 minutes straight. I could not get myself together.
He must have got a new system. He must have got the Pro 2. Did you get that system?
Or you why y'all putting on my business?
I have that. I just don't know how to operate the sounds. I'm gonna have to call you.
Y'all snitching.
I have to call you because I hear the sounds in my headphone, but the people don't get the sound. So I'm doing something wrong. Yeah. So, Coach, let's get into it.
All right, let's talk. Let's go. Oh, so, speaking of that, regarding the details.
Mm-hmm. She said, "I'm talking about bill collectors. My name is Hillary." I'm sorry.
What she said? Tell my bill collector.
Yeah, really.
Lisa's a clown too, so y'all better watch out. Lisa will match your humor. Tell my bill collectors my name is Hillary.
But before I begin, can you tell Deneen to shut her turrets down, because I heard people in the street with the sirens on? But anyway,
Look, she's in
But
my
anyway,
home. She's in our home, Harlem. Leave her alone.
she better put down them Harlem windows. But
I had to mute. I forgot to close the window. Hey, it's
but
Harlem.
but as I was about to say before, Deneen really interrupted me. I was saying basically when it comes to details, it's hard when you from an author and try to transition to a screenwriter. It becomes tedious at first because you so long-winded. You want to put in. I'm just use your name. Sheila wakes up in the morning, and then Sheila goes to the bathroom. Sheila talks on the phone. Then Sheila goes into the closet. Then Sheila eats breakfast. You don't got to put all that in the screenplay. If the scene does not matter, it does not matter. You can go from the night before all the way to the afternoon. If the scene is important, like people want to put in the bathroom, always use this. Deneen walks into her marble floor bathroom with the shower curtains, with the gold toilet, with the skylight, the silhouette looking like a sky, with the Delta sink. If those do not matter, if the gold toilet does not matter in the story, you do not have to have a gold toilet. And plus, the director producer got to find a gold toilet to put in the scene, and they can't find a gold toilet. Then they're gonna have to cut out some actors because we got to put a gold toilet in the scene. So when you do a screenplay, eliminate all the details that does not matter in the screenplay. Okay. And I always say we're grown people here, and I'm all say this is the new people that's watching. Listen, you only even one sex scene. We already know how Jamal Keaton can get down off of one scene. You don't need 9 million sex scenes in one movie. You look, if it's a drama and if it's an action, why you gotta have a sex scene? Jamal got shot in the arm. He's like, oh my God, baby, okay? Yeah, and he gonna have sex with one arm. Come on, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I do get mad when I'm watching the action and it's getting real good, and they start like, "Oh man, come on!"
Yeah, right. That's true.
Authors got to get themselves out their way when it comes to screenwriting, and I got some people that's still battling this whole thing. Like they making up excuses, like they need to graduate. Some been in the class for 2 years, have not graduated because they can't get themselves out their own way. And I always say that people always want to jump in and say, oh man, I want to be a screenwriter, coach. I want to take you class, coach. This is so good. I'm gonna be a screenwriter. I'm gonna turn my book into a screenplay. I'm excited. But when they start doing their homework, and then they start realizing, hey, I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this. I gotta learn how to do this. I gotta learn how to do a comedy. I gotta learn. I told you up front how I was going. I'm not built for this. And then they'll say, well, coach, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And then when they realize they see some of the colleagues doing great, then they say, oh, coach, I'm coming back. No, don't come back because you wanted it.
Yeah.
So,
that's true. That's true. You always said that even in the beginning, how a lot of people come with a desire, a story, a book. And you had to also, I love the story where you said you had to shift someone's mindset because their strategy of writing was more hood type. I'm for lack of a better term. And you said people are not looking for that constant ghetto cursing, killing, death, and the person was struggling because that was her niche, to write that way. And you challenged her to write, and she became such a better writer because you pushed her and challenged her and let her know this is not going to be picked up. They have enough of this kind of like, I don't want to say garbage, but you know what I'm trying to say. They want content that is, people are not going to put all this money behind trash. I mean, you can turn on anything and see trash, and I don't mean to insult her or anyone. I'm just making a point.
Right.
Because it was supposed to be a romantic comedy. I told her to write a romantic comedy. Never forget it. She texted me one day and said, Coach, as a romantic comedy, it's a black theme, but it's also for other ethnicity. Other people can watch it. So she said, Coach, is it okay if I put, excuse me for my language, bitch ass nigga in the comedy? I said, hell no, this is a romantic comedy. This ain't something you gonna watch on Tubi. No offense to Tubi people, but I'm saying this is no hood movie. It's a romantic comedy. And she became better off of that. Matter of fact, she's not even writing books no more. So give props to that.
But props to you as a coach, right? Because you're not about people's money. I say that to say that you spend time and because you want everyone to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to win, but you want to take everybody with you. And you always giving people their props, and I like that about you because you don't find a lot of people who will do that. People feel intimidated by students or feeling, you got to know who you are and you know who you are. So I really, like how you are as a person as well as a
Thank
coach
you.
and a teacher.
Somebody have a question. Miss, what's her name? I forgot her name already. Miss N.A.?
Hold on.
I'm going to call her NDA.
Oh, Lord. Jesus, help us.
Help us.
Question.
Name NDA.
Would you ever advise writing the screenplay first and then the book?
Now, to me, that's backwards because the book will turn into a screenplay anyway. That's what most people look for. The book will turn into a screenplay anyway. If your thought and you know that your story is actual movie concept, make it into a movie. You be able to get a lot of things going, take it to film festivals, stuff like that, and be able to get made. If you turn it into a book, the first gonna go is to the publishing. It's hard to get to one of the 5 major publishing companies than it is to sell the screenplay. So and I realized, man, that's crazy. But no, I would do the screenplay because it's gonna go to a screenplay first and get all the other stuff to it, like the pitch deck, the 1-sheet summary, all that stuff to go with it, because you just can't go in there nowadays and just throw in a screenplay and let somebody read it. Hell, it took me 2 weeks to finish editing somebody's screenplay. And nowadays, these investors and producers don't know what screenplay looks like. But no, I would start off with the screenplay first. If you think that screenplay didn't go from a book, because it's like going backwards. You do the book and you do the screenplay, then do the book. That's going backwards. And like me, I consider myself ADHD. I don't like to read anyway. So unless you come up with a life story other than the screenplay, then that's different. But I would do the screenplay first, then the book, because that way, if the screenplay gets picked up, part 2, or they can say, hey, I want you to write me this, I want you to write something else or whatever. So and then that way you can get residual income on the back end from your movie. Forget a book. Once you start receiving that residual income, revenue sharing from that, you don't want to write no book. You don't continue writing screenplays. It's an addiction that you're going to start getting once you start getting successful to it. It's going to be an addiction because you could tell your story in 90 pages rather than telling your story in 300 to 400 pages and still get it out there. That's a difference. You can tell your story within 90 pages versus telling your story in 500 pages when it comes to a screenplay.
Coach, can I ask you something real quick? Something just hit my heart as you was talking.
Something hit your heart.
My heart, yeah.
Your heart.
It's a little sidebar, but we'll come right back. When you mentioned that you consider yourself ADHD, right? And when I hear that, I had worked with a lot of children when I had my companies in North Carolina, a lot. And almost every one of them, their parents was tagging that on them. Some of them were, yes, legitly that, and some weren't. But those that were legitly labeled as that and were taking medicine, or some weren't taking medicine, that challenge, I watched them struggle, but I saw gifts, so many gifts inside of them. But I saw people really smothering it over with the ADHD instead of looking at the gifts and how to pull that up, which would cause the triggering of what they were labeling them with. Can you just was that a struggle for you to, because look where you are now. Did people even believe in you to even be at the point that you're at now with when you're struggling with that?
Yeah, because growing up, I didn't know what ADHD was until I got into my 30s or whatever. Like, you have ADHD. Like, I know I have it. Like, I deal with a lot of kids. I coach football. These kids got some ADHD, and I know. And you have to be much of you got to be able to see what their scripts are when it comes to that, because sometimes, like I always say, listen, I could be thinking of something, listening to you, but if you bore me half to death, it's gonna go one ear right out the other. And when you come with someone that have ADHD, you have to entertain their thought process. You have to entertain their thought process. You have to be there. You have to understand what they're going through, especially if they have ADHD and they're also creative. That's a great thing, because it's like with me, like, okay, I may be thinking something else and then thinking here, my mind is always going 24/7. So that's why when I lay down, it's a wrap. I can just go to sleep and just be knocked out, wake up 1:30 in the morning, like, damn, you go to bed. That's how I wake up in the morning. I'm all, hyped up, afternoon hyped up. But when I lay down, it's a wrap. But I always say that people that have ADHD, comprehend things, and at the moment, at first, I thought, man, I'm kind of dyslexic or whatever, was I? But I never was diagnosed with it. But I'm saying to myself, I think I am. And I think I am. I was not diagnosed, because back in the day, your parents,
right?
Now they ain't gonna say your child, you better get in that classroom and learn, boy.
For sure.
And tell me you got no doggone problem with you. You just lazy.
For sure.
Yeah. The day, like, they ain't about no disease. Boy, you got no disease. Boy, I work hard all these years. Boy, get in there and my mom gonna do some work. You don't got no disease. You don't got nothing wrong with you, boy. You ain't white. You don't got no longer disease.
I thank you for sharing that. I felt somebody needed to hear that, because there are barriers in we all have barriers. The barriers are different. I guess the counselor just came out of me. And I think someone needed to hear that no matter what you're going through, you can write your story. You can put it on paper. You can rise above a label. So I just really, really appreciate sidebarring what you were saying. It just hit my heart, and I had to say it. So now, okay, let's back to our regular schedule show.
Okay.
I had to go.
Before you go to that, I always use this as the end. Your mission has to be stronger than your condition. Know your why and invest in yourself. Your mission has to be stronger than your condition and know your why. If you do those first two, you're going to be successful no matter what you try.
No matter what you try. Yeah. Awesome. So let's get into some of these conversations. Yeah, I like Deneen. He's really doing good tonight. He's really.
I'm impressed.
Me too.
It's still early.
It's still early.
Oh God, we're talking too soon. All right, take it away. What you want to set up, Coach? Where you want to flow to? You want to talk about some of the work your students have done? Do you want to talk about the process? I know usually at the end you want to share about the do's and don'ts of writing a screenplay, and you know how you do your thing.
I do that later on with the help with Deneen, because I'll give her some time.
Yeah, exactly. Deneen, don't let him miss the important points. Okay?
Yeah, don't let me miss the important points, since you quiet over there. But yeah, you can go ahead and show some of the pitch deck stuff and all that good stuff, because I'm the GOAT.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now we will put this on the screen, and Coach will talk about it. The internet.
Now, I'm explaining to you what a pitch deck is, and Deneen can back me up. Okay. The pitch deck, which is a visual pitch deck, is a PowerPoint presentation of your story. It brings your story to life before it gets green light or gets funding. The pitch deck is nothing more than trying to get your stuff funded and trying to get it to pre-development. That's what the pitch deck is for. When I first learned how to, they asked me, for real, dude, can you do a pitch? Like, what in the world is a freaking pitch deck? And I grew ever since 2021 to learn how to do the pitch deck. And now people like, hey, if those pitch decks are not to your standard, we're not accepting the pitch decks. I'm like, wow. Okay. So that's what a pitch deck is for, because you can put them up there. You can let the people see the pitch decks.
I'm trying. It's not behaving. Go ahead, keep talking.
So when because nowadays producers or investors don't really read the screenplay, the pitch deck really start becoming more. It's been out there, but it's really started becoming popular during COVID, because there was no meetings. You couldn't do face-to-face whatever because of COVID, and then there was set up Zoom meetings and stuff like that. But the pitch deck is actually trying to get your screenplay or your story on there, because people don't read screenplays like they used to. Ain't nobody gonna sit down and read a 90-page or 100-page screenplay if they need to, because honestly, no matter what, that screenplay is gonna be revision, rewritten, all the way up until the movie is done. We have a $125 million movie that we're about to start shooting, and we still got to do revisions of that all the way up until the movie is done. So the pitch deck is an opportunity to show the investors, because they don't know what a screenplay looks like anyway. And some will look like it's foreign language, but they know what a pitch deck looks like. And the pitch deck is visual. Like I told somebody, that it's visual. That means that the producers have to know, looking at it like, oh man, the character wish list, I can see that. Oh, I can see that. And you try to make the title look like a movie poster in a pitch deck form. So that way, if your pitch deck is not popping, and I had a producer the other day told me right off the bat, this pitch deck needs work. And Deneen said the same thing when it said that your pitch deck title, your pitch deck slide has to be popping in order for them to continue. It's like saying, and I said this, I think on a live, it's like you're approaching like you see a nice looking man or a nice looking woman, and they look nice, and you want to see how else they look like at the beginning. You want to get to know that person because you saw how they look like from the first slide. And then as you continue on to know this person, the second slide can look nice, the third, fourth, 12. Then you start falling in love with that person.
He is comparing a pitch deck to falling in love. But go ahead.
That's what a pitch deck is. It's a visual presentation. You don't want to, if you look at someone and say, "Oh, you ugly," I don't want to see the rest of the slides. Oh, no, that's okay. You can be for somebody else. But if you get like this pitch deck here, the pitch deck, I want to see more of it. I want to see the second slide. I want to see the third slide. I want to see the fifth and sixth slide. I am falling in love with this pitch deck. Oh my God, let's do this. I love you. That's how the pitch deck is supposed to be. That's how the visual concept of it. She laughing.
So I mean, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth, because I know with me, I can't do boring. And, you know, if it looks boring, you know, like no, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. And you're right, it doesn't entice you and want you to go on and read more, even see the screenplay. If I'm not interested in the pitch deck, then how am I going to be interested in the screenplay?
There you go. You see exactly what you're saying.
That's
and
true.
That's your daughters. I did your daughters. That's your daughters.
Did I put it up?
Yep, that's your daughters.
Did it show?
Yeah, it's showing. And do you see how I did her profile, her bio? I sent you that too.
I don't see it. Maybe you see it. Is it up?
Not right now.
No, I emailed it to you, her bio.
Yeah. Yes. But I was trying to show the pitch deck here. I'm trying to add it to the stage. The internet here is.
It's there.
But that's what the pitch deck, like a producer told me months ago. He said, you need to do the pitch deck first before you even do the screenplay. And I'm like, huh? And now I see why.
There it is. I see it now.
Yeah.
So that's my daughter's story. She didn't even write a book. It was in her. The story was in her. And she wrote the screenplay.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to have a book. And then there's another one here. For those of you who just tuned in, we have Coach John and
the GOAT.
Deneen A. Connor. Oh, the GOAT. Okay. And Coach John, I am a graduate of his Screenwriting Academy and so many others. I mean, so many. Here's another pitch deck that Jessica Gold wrote, Perceptions and Secrets. This is a television series. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a movie. It's whatever, a sitcom, a television series, whatever it is. Talk about that, Coach.
Yeah, it's like I said, the pitch deck is really like to get people, and that right there, that romantic comedy that you see, that's right now is on the verge. Right now it's a $5 million, but they got it right now for $5 million budget right now. So that romantic comedy, your pitch deck has to stand out. it has to pop. Like I said, it has to pop, and you just can't throw stuff together and just say, okay, here's a picture. Because think about it. If they throw stuff together and it's not popping, what they gonna think of your screenplay? And then they're gonna say, if you just throw stuff together like that, do you think I want to spend money on you if you're not going to take the effort to give me a nice visual pitch deck?
Right.
They're not going to spend money on you with that. A producer told me that. So they're not going to throw money at you. Make sure your stuff is good. I have a client a couple days ago said, man, that she is overjoyed, and the producer all the way in LA, Hollywood, they love the pitch deck. And the funny part is, that's the first one that I did with the new way I'm doing it. Got to have the character wish list. Here's the thing.
Here's one.
Here's the thing with that. If you got an attached cast, don't do no throw together pitch deck. It has to stand out. It has to stand out.
We'll get to the questions in a minute.
Okay, then it has to stand out. If you have a theme, your theme has to be like, if you got a comedy, it has to be like the background has to be a theme. It has to be this. It has to be that. It has to shine. It has to pop. The pitch deck has to pop. No matter what color, whatever you have, it has to pop. We're visualizing the pitch deck as if we're about to make this movie. It has to be visual. If you're going to read something, you might as well send them a regular treatment or proposal and call it a day. That's what I said. The pitch deck has to be
visual. Absolutely. Are we froze? Yeah. Also, with the character, those who don't know what a pitch deck is, we're talking about, instead of sending a script, people nowadays rather look at a pitch deck. It's colorful, it's visual. And when you see this character wish list, like Coach is saying, when you write your story, you want to match who your wish list actor or actress. Talk about that a little bit, Coach. You can't just randomly say, oh, I wish this actor. It has to fit the character.
I'm glad you said that. And it has to fit the story too, because I had to tell people, listen, your characters, if you can put the character that you wanted, but be realistic on the character wish list. Okay. You may not get the characters that you wish, but you may get some people that may get exact, or you may end up getting the character that you wanted. But be realistic. Do not put Regina Hall as a 20-year-old. She's 50. Okay.
Right.
Do not put Will Smith in a Tubi movie. If you know you got a movie called Guns and Butter from the South Side with a trap house queen on the 85th Street, My Wifey Part 14.
Damn, what was that in the title?
Yeah, you think you can put Will Smith in a Tubi movie?
Oh.
Come on now. Be realistic with your character wish list. Be realistic. Okay? You can't put Regina Hall, or you can't put Holly Berry as a 30-year-old. She's 50, almost 60. Be realistic.
Well, sometimes she I think she might can pull off a 30-year-old or Holly. I think
no, not anymore. They're gonna look at it.
I haven't seen her lately. But Holly fine though. We all know she's fine.
But hey, but she's up there. Okay.
I don't think she's 60.
But she's up there. And there go your sister, there go your daughter. And I just completed her pitch deck about a week ago. And that's her bio. And and y'all comparables, television cross. When you do your comparables and your television cross, you got to lose comparables to what your story is, what is a television series or a movie, what your comparables are. And that's what you do. You can do comparables, television cross, and movie cross. One of the three, you put it up there as far as comparables to let people know what it is. What I got to do now, what I was our producer, I started it, but now I got to put the actual box office and the estimated amount of how much it was made and the box office. So I got to start doing that on my pitches. But they said, other than that, man, they loved it. Like, I'm like, wow. Because now
that's awesome.
Because now someone from BET Plus, I just for BET Plus, and he will send me that they had, and we were like, oh, this gotta be this whole thing gotta be done. Because it was 23 slides. And you only need about 12 to 15 slides. That's it.
How many? How many do you need in the pitch deck again? Say it again.
I say about 12 to 15. I say 12. I say the max is probably 15. The only reason why I say people probably have more in the pitch deck is because they got too many characters. You just need the main characters for the character wish list. Like, you just need the main characters. Some people may have too many characters. And like the pitch that I saw from someone producer that sent to me, or sent my client, my student, my graduate over, they had too many comparables on a page. Just combine that stuff together. That's all you got to do. Because the reason why that pitch deck that you see now, I looked at somebody's pitch deck because the producer sent me a pitch deck. I'm like, oh my God, this Joker looks hot. Oh my God, I want to be like that. And I just studied, looked at that pitch deck, and continued to study and continue to get better as I'm going with the pitch decks now. It just looked just like the one that I saw at first. But I can see it's visual. Nowadays, you had the pitch deck. When someone send you send someone a query letter and say, do you have the deck? Do you have the deck?
Tell what a query letter is, because some of the people on here, like, I believe there's stories in everyone. If you're living and you've lived a life, there's stories in you. Now, whether you want to tell it or not, that's up to you. But you can't live a life without chapters of your life. And sometimes people think they have to be an eloquent writer. They have to go to write. No, you can just get it out. Get it out. When I wrote my book, it drove my daughter crazy. Mom, you writing in the third person. Whatever, I'm writing what I feel and it's coming out. We'll fix it later, you know? And so I believe there's a story, Deneen, in everyone. Like I said, Nicole, who he just finished the pitch deck, she was going at it and she was struggling with her health at the time. You remember, Coach, her health got challenged greatly. And she kept stopping and going and stopping and going. And she's like, Ma, this story is in me. I call her Little Wendy. And the story was in her. She had never wrote a book. So you don't have to write a book. It's like if you write poetry, it's a story. If something happened to you or happened to your neighbor or happened to your aunt, your uncle, I mean, it's so much, because stories bless people. You never know how much you encourage people by sharing from the cup of your life or an experience to get them through. You just never know. But talk about a query letter, because I think people want to know, because the pitch deck we talked about, but you didn't even, tell a little bit. The first 5 pages of the pitch deck is what the log line and go ahead, talk. Why don't you let Deneen tell that part? Give Deneen a little.
I'm gonna let Deneen talk, because she's act like she's quiet, but I'm gonna let Deneen talk. I don't want to take over because Deneen's supposed to be on the show. But
Deneen, tell us about the first 5 pages.
Yeah, you know what?
He's a pitch deck creator now.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know them by heart. But
you have just scattered them. Yeah,
you have the title, you have the executive summary, you have the log line, and let's see, the synopsis. You know, I think that's 5 right there. You know?
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And then, but you know what? In all honesty, when I took Coach John's class, for how to pitch deck training, you know, he has changed it some, because remember when I took it, it was the 23 slides, you know. So now, back then, yes, it was the 23 slides. That's why when my first pitch deck, it tell you, you know, it had the 23 slides and everything. And that's why, you know, you don't need this, you don't need that now. Remember, I had the first act, I had the second act, the third act. Like, oh, you don't need all of that now.
You don't need that no more.
You know, one thing I can say about this industry, you know, as you do things, you grow, you learn, and things change. Okay, because my very first pitch deck, actually, Coach did my first pitch deck, you know, which was for wedding day. And he was like, yo, you know, I need this right away. I never, you know, I'm still new with this. I need this right away. I never read it right away. And I think it was cute. It was funny. It was cute. And I liked it. And they loved it. But when I look at the first one that he did and what he's doing now, like,
exactly. Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I can't stand it.
No comparison. He did mine too. As a matter of fact, he's doing mine over now.
And so that inspired me to go back and change some of my pitch decks to make them more, you know, more, especially now when you have the AI. And, you know, so now I can, you know, create the characters that I want to put them in there and everything. So, and Do we need to do wedding day over now? We talking about it, Coach?
I think you need to do wedding day over with because it may ask for the pitch deck again. So you might want to do wedding day over
Okay.
anyway because they may ask for another pitch deck for because things have changed since
Yeah.
then.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. This one thing about this whole process, things change so quickly.
You're
And
right.
doing the pitch deck, and I know you say we get to the questions and someone had asked about colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, well, it looks kind of neat now, but I'm like most of things are like really out of place and disarray with me, certain things. But when it comes to certain things, I have like OCD. So when it comes to pitch deck, I have like OCD. Like it has to have a theme. Like for example, my pitch deck for Homeboy, it's a Homeboy cookout. It's a guy that goes around to different cookouts and talk and critiques the food and stuff like that because he wants to get food. So each slide, the backdrop of each slide deals with the cookout. You can't have, I don't like it when it's just one thing is here and one thing is there and you're talking about this. It has to all come together. And I'm not going to lie, it takes a long time trying to find that right slide, trying to find this because you got to make sure that the word's right, because I've had some slides and sometimes the slide was overpowering the word. So then I had to change it. Sometimes you have to dull the background, you make it a little lighter so that you can read. You have to get, and oh my God, the font is so important in a pitch deck, because you want that font to stand out. And depending on what your story is, you want it to, so you want colors. You definitely want colors. I think Coach, then somebody was like in black and white, but their story, you can tell their story was kind of like a black and white story. So therefore the whole pitch deck was black and white. So, it go with the story. So that's extremely important.
Yeah. I know yesterday I called Coach because I was working on, sometimes when I just get away from New York and I'm here in Cali, my mind is I just love Cali. I just love it. Like I just feel light. I feel I think different. I guess, New York is a different kind of vibe and a different kind of spirit, I want to say, in New York. And so I've been trying to do both channels on YouTube and doing this and doing counseling and all this stuff. And I was like, no, I got to get this story finished. And so yesterday I said, let me start. I had started the pitch deck at home and then I picked it up. Because, you could talk to Coach in 2 seconds when you go on his Monday motivation. Next thing you know, he kind of shames you because he got shame. What is it? Shame Tuesday, shame Monday. I don't know. And I called him and I said, Coach, and I just what you just said. I said, wait a minute. Do I have to do this long pitch deck with all the pages of Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, Act 5?
God, Jesus.
And he said, because the first one screenplay that I wrote about my life, I had 7 acts. So I said, before I even get into that, I called him. He said, no. See, just like you said, it changed. So I only, I'm on the log line and all of that. And so he told me what to do and what not to do. And so I'm feeling good about it.
Because what we use now is like tone or why now, why.
Right.
That's another one that we use other than log line synopsis. You use the tone, which will talk about why this movie, why the story should, be there, blah, 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 and all that stuff. So you use that sometimes to carry out log line synopsis, the tone, or why now. That's what we use.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna call Sheila out for a second. But Sheila, is this the pitch deck that you was asking me to do?
The one that I started at home?
That's the pitch deck you was going to get me to do?
Yes, that's the pitch deck I was going to do.
I'm happy that you're doing it. I am not going to lie. I'm happy. I encourage people to do their own pitch decks.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I encourage it.
I was just so busy. It was too much.
Yeah,
it was too much.
You get more joy out of it when you look and you're like, oh wow, I did that. And I mean, I have someone I paid me to do their pitch deck and everything. But if people know how to do it, I really encourage because it's a feeling that you get, you know, when you see it all together and you're like, wow, I did that, you know.
Yeah, I felt good about, you know, the Christmas story that I did. You know, a family affair, family miracle Christmas story. And yeah, as we talked, and thank you, Deneen, because you were willing to do it. But I was so, like I said, I was bogged down and I was upset that I had this story in the can for so long. And coach kept saying, just get the pitch deck done, Miss Sheila, just get the pitch deck done. And I kept, because I can be a procrastinator. I am a procrastinator at times. I put a lot on my plate. So when I reached out to you because you're so dope with what you do, I said, shoot, let me pass this to Deneen and let her do it. But then that wasn't what the Lord wanted. He wanted me to go ahead and challenge it and do it. So I am into it, well into it. And I thank you. I thank you for saying, yes, you would do it. And I thank you for pushing, like saying, just now calling me out.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm having fun with doing it. I should be finished before I leave here. It should be done. And of course, it got to go to the GOAT to get his approval.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, we now what I've done is I need one more person. I have Viveka and Deneen. They're gonna be the pitch deck approval people before we send it out. So I need one more person.
You can bring Viveka. You want to bring Viveka to the stage? She can come on up. I can drop the link.
Listen, I'm very critical, boy. I'm telling you, if it ain't right, coach, I tell you, coach, if it ain't right, I'm gonna tell you it ain't right. Like, it ain't popping. It's too dry.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about the strike and what's happening with independent producers and screenwriters now? Are doors opening more for indies because of this strike in Hollywood?
Well, what I've learned so far is that yes and no, that I am submitting out mostly to independent producers and other producers for the pitch decks and stuff. But you got investors that has money that can be able to finance and fund a movie. And you got some producers that are not part of the Writers Guild or the SAG that can fund a movie as big as being on Netflix or whatever. But everything is still waiting after strike because the big networks are still on strike. So I tell people, make sure you get your pitch deck ready. We can submit it, have it going, have it ready to go. So when the strike is over with, they can start negotiating other things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of it is independents. Independents are scribing, but it's like, how can I put it? Not to sound, and I say this, coach, why are you saying that about us, about authors? Now, I have a lot of my students.
Tread lightly. Go ahead. I'm
trying to do it.
Because you know me and Sharon be getting on him when he be talking about authors. But go ahead.
I have a lot of my students, and they're doing good, and they're producing great quality movies for Tubi and all that stuff. I can name them. They're doing some great stuff. But there's people out there that's treating this business. You coming from the author world, they treating it as if it's urban fiction. Like it's like they're treating it as urban fiction. Like I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Allegedly. Go ahead.
Allegedly. There you go. There you
go.
Okay. I tell you guys to do a pitch deck.
Oh Lord.
And you don't want to do it, but you'd rather spend all your savings and try to get people to donate money, beg people for money, go on GoFundMe, and do all that and still be broke. While you can get a pitch deck, submit it out. Because I know a guy after his fifth pitch deck, he wanted to do a short story movie, independent movie. He did a pitch deck, paid someone else to do another pitch deck, and he got $150,000 return of his investment. All because of that. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's all about marketing and promoting. Half of the money. Say for instance, you got $150,000 $150,000 or $250,000 budget. Half of that budget got to go to marketing and promoting, because you want to break even and you want to make the money back. You want to make the producers happy and the investors happy about making the money back. So some of that money, half of that's gonna go to marketing, producer. You can't send me a link on Facebook and say check out the trailer, like check out the book trailer. That's what I'm saying. You can't send me a link. You can't be like, hey, Facebook, hey, no, you got to spend money. You have to invest in marketing. You might have to do radio ads, commercial ads. If you're trying to make some money, you just can't submit it to your family and friends or quote unquote black folks. No, other people maybe want to watch the movie. You have to basically send it out to other folks, not just our folks. You know what I'm saying? You have to market, and you have to learn how to market. You have to learn how to advertise. So that's why I say half of the time marketing, half of it is making the film. You want to make money back. You can't be doing 5 films and still broke and still trying to make it out there. You still struggling. You can't even pay for a pitch deck because you spent all your money, all your savings. I try to tell you to get a pitch deck done, spend a couple hundred, the pitch deck done, and it may get some funding from an investor or a producer. And that's what's going on. Even strike or not, you still got investors out there that want to make a movie and wants to do something, and that wants to make a movie, and then once the strike over with, whenever that happens, then everything be, but you have that's going on. Independent filmmakers, they're out there, they're doing their thing, but it's getting saturated a lot. It's all about making quality movies. We had this discussion.
Definitely quality. Got to be quality.
We made this discussion with someone that had a review did a review with some movies. She's in the industry, but you can make you can pretend, and you can make you can have a film that looks like it was made for $500,000, but it was only made for $5,000. It's what you put into it. You just can't say, okay, here's a film. You gotta have makeup. You gotta have this. You gotta have that. You got to have a script coordinator. You got to have, because now you have what is called an intimacy coordinator. What is an intimacy coordinator? There's people that's on sets that will teach you, will show the actors how to make love on the set. It's just like acting. They're like, cut. Hey, this role, this time I want you to have her leg up, have her out. Yeah, there's a called intimacy coordinator on movie sets that tell you they go on willy-nilly. No. You have to have an intimacy coordinator that's just like acting, like cut. Now, what I want you to do is bend her leg back, and I want you to stick your hand and put her back and do it that way. Action. Yes. Yes.
I tell you.
Well, I just want to go back and say 2 things. When Coach was talking about money, and it just reminded me of growing up in the hood, and being around them pharmaceutical people, and it was some things that they always said, that stuck in my head. And 2 things they already said, scared money don't make money.
Exactly.
There you go.
Okay. And you got to spend money to make money.
That's it.
So it's like, it's amazing how you have to use that in this industry. And that's why you have to invest in yourself and start by taking the classes and taking this and taking that, and you have to invest, if you don't, it was we, like I said, I've come to love Tubi, I like Tubi, but sometimes it got some issues, and you can see those movies that was like, okay, they just threw this together. You know what I mean? Because they're just so excited and they just want to get it out there and just don't want to wait until, I guess, they get the right funding or they get this and get that. And one thing about it, when people taking your money, they'll geese you up. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that's good.
Right.
And it's not good. And it's not good.
Right.
And and it was a spoof that I saw on TikTok, and I just thought it was hilarious about Tubi movies, and how you know, like this girl, she had her phone and she was reading her phone acting, which is like, you could tell like they're looking at the cue cards and just reading. And then it was one scene, you know, where she died, and then they had showed something, she in the background, she's like, oh my God, like, you know, they just like, come on, you know, get it together. Yeah. You know, they go to slap you, it's like the slap be like right here, and the person
I know that's terrible. I've never watched Tubi. I've never.
I saw one of those videos where the dude was sitting on the couch and he watched himself in the Tubi. He said, "Wait a minute, I'm in a Tubi movie." He was watching himself in a movie.
Oh God! So is it kind of like they take a lot of low budget film, Tubi? Is it? Because I've never watched it.
You know, but you know what? And I think that's always, even back when, has been my love for movies, because I never forget the first time that I really noticed it. If you ever watch New Jack City, okay, New Jack City, part of it was filmed 129th Street between Lenox and 7th. And that was the part when,
and 116th Street.
Okay, right. Yeah, definitely. But that part, I'm talking about that scene in particular, because that's the scene when they go up to the house where, oh my God, I haven't seen it in so long. I forgot his
Carters.
Huh? No, not that part. He's in the house, and this is when they go up to him in the house, and they're fighting they're fighting. It's at night, and they're fighting on the fire escape. They're fighting, and then they're fighting, and they throw the punch, and they get out on the fire escape, and it's daylight. And I'm like, well, what the hell? How long did that damn fight last?
Yeah.
You know, I can't stand that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an insult to me as
a viewer.
Do you think that I don't notice that they started off in the house, they were fighting in dark, because you could see outside, it's dark, and now they're on the fire escape and it's broad daylight? Like, come on. Like,
for sure.
And I think that's why us authors have that issue, because like you said, we have to explain that transition. You know, even if it happens 3 months later, you know, we'll have somewhere we got to say 3 months later. Thank you, Wesley Snipes and Alan Payne. Yes, 3 months later, we have to say 3 months later. But like in a movie, you know, you don't have to say that. You know, it's like, oh, I think I'm gonna go over to so-and-so house, and the next scene is they sitting in the couch. You know, and I'm like, oh, right. Well, how did they get there? Did they take a cab? Did they drive? Did they do this? You know, this is all the things that I'm thinking about, and I'm like, okay, you cannot put that in this.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. When I write my screenplays, my back button gets used a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, you can't put that. Nope,
can't put that.
Take that out. You know, because you have to explain it. You have to let people know what happened. But you know,
that's the creative. That's the creative.
That's where dialogue really falls in when it comes to writing a screenplay. Because you can't tell the story, right? But you can do it in a dialogue. So say, for instance, you like Jamal was in prison and he slipped on a banana peel and he spent 5 years in prison. And the reason why he got this mark on his eye because his mom threw hot grits on him. Now, in a dialogue, this is where dialogue is the most important part of the screenplay. Jamal can sit down and talk to, say, Deneen, check this out. Listen, I was locked up for 5 years. Yeah, I was in prison because I slipped on a banana peel. Yeah, I did. And you see this mark on my eye? My mama threw hot grits on me when I was a kid. Boom, that's it. When you see, here's the thing.
That's like 10 pages, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Come on, when you turn a book into a screenplay, a lot of folks try to hammer in detail, like they want to stick it into style. You're like, okay, I get it. You don't have to do that. The audience is smart.
But you know what? It's not even that, Coach. Sometimes it's just that it's a lead up. You know, those words are a lead up to the scene. And it's like, if you don't have that lead up, then they're not going to feel that emotion of the scene. And that's how I feel.
Well, the lead up can be like you said. You can still put in the scene heading, interior, Deneen's bedroom 3 months later. You can put that if you want to. Or you can put in a dialogue when they're talking. You didn't say this 3 months ago. The audience gonna realize, oh, this happened 3 months ago. oh, they talking. You cutting out 30 pages right then and there. The audience will be like, oh, that happened 3 months ago. By the dialogue, you don't have to stick it into the actual anything right then and there. The audience are watching. They understand that Jamal, by him talking to you, told you that he went to prison for 5 years, and he basically
you're right. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. But not everyone does it. Like, for example, I was watching The Chi on Showtime, and it was wintertime. They had on winter coats. It was a scene or whatever, and the next scene, it was like they were like in like spring, and I'm like, wait, what? Like they didn't say anything. Like not even, no transition. I mean, that just bothers me. It irks my nerves.
Well, that happens. That do happens because I'm all watching Raising Cain Power, and they went from the summertime to the fall time. So I'm like, Dad, when is boy go back to school? And he's already in school. So I'm like, dang, when them kids go back to school? Like, that happens. Like, okay, that you have like they went from the summertime that he's wearing Timberland boots and all that. So I was like, dang. Go to school. Like when they start going to school.
That's true, because the viewer, like you're saying, Deneen, is like, wait a minute, how you can just chop that out and let me see the transition? You didn't let me see, and not even a piece of the transition. You just jerked me into a whole nother place. And so that does happen. But I get what you're saying, Coach.
And now being a screenwriter, it irks my nerves.
Yeah, you notice it more now.
You know why that happens? You know why that happens? Is because they don't have that much budget to tell that story like that, no matter what. Because that's why a lot of producers will say, you bring me a 120-page script, which is 2 hours, you're going to cut that down to 30 pages because we're not going to film a 2-hour movie. No. They're going to cut it down to about an hour and a half.
So now the screenplay is what, 90, 100 pages now when we're writing?
I say make sure you do it between 90 to 100 pages. Do not go over 100. Do not make it 120 because that's 2 hours. You know why? I always say this.
See, coach. You're changing things. You're changing the game.
No, that's been the
game, son. You're changing the game because wedding day when I took the class.
Oh God!
And I did wedding day. You told me 120. Wedding day.
Yeah, you go ahead and cut it. You go ahead and cut it to about 100.
He told me 122 in my first script.
Here's the thing, though. I'm gonna give you an example. 5 heartbeats.
That's why nobody's picking it up now because it's 120 pages.
5 heartbeats. Okay, 5 heartbeats. If you look at it, it's a 2-hour and 10 movie.
Excuse us, y'all. We're gonna start arguing up on here.
Okay, so 5 heartbeats came on BET one time, right? It started at 5:30. You know how many commercials BET be having? Guess what time that movie went off the air? 9:30. A 2-hour movie took 4 hours. That's why.
Where you was watching that?
Now I looked at it, and when it came on at 5:30, then after I came out of the bathroom, it was still on. So I said it was not.
Y'all know he lying, right?
No, I looked, it was still on. It came on 5:30. I think on BT, every 15 minutes, BT got to have a commercial.
You ain't come out the bathroom till 9:30?
No, I went to the bathroom before then, I stayed in the bathroom about an hour or two. But we ain't talking about that. I bring all my electronics to the bathroom. See, that's how you get off subject. Don't we got Q&A?
If anybody have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Hey, Dawn B. Hey, niece, co-host, how you doing?
I love y'all. I love y'all New York accent. Hey, Dawn B.
Don't start with the coffee and the coffee. Don't start.
Office today.
Coach, tell us about the query letter because I interrupted you sharing that.
Well, the query letter is just basically like a query letter you send out to a publisher. You just basically send out this log line, the synopsis, let them know how the story is, and see if they want to see the screenplay or the pitch deck.
Where do you send it?
It's your invitation to into the business, especially if you don't know anyone. That's the query letter. If you don't know anyone, that's the opening, your opening world to Hollywood with the query letter.
And where do you send the query letter? Tell the folks.
You send it to producers, or you send it to actors and actresses. And I'm gonna give you guys a little tidbit on that one real quick. Still got to take the class, but anyway, say for instance, you find an actor. Like I'm gonna use Deneen as a. I'm gonna use somebody up here. I'm gonna use Dawn as an actress,
Okay.
right?
Only because he could say that name. But
Yeah, I can say that. You know what?
Exactly.
Okay. Dawn is an actress, and I found her on IMDb. Okay.
Oh, they don't know what IMDb. They don't know what that is. You have to explain those.
They will have to take the class to find out what IMDb is.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
All right. Now, I found her information. I knew what she played, her role. I knew what movie she played in, right? So, I emailed Dawn, and the letter is generic anyway, but I kind of personalized the letter by saying, I'm emailing you, Dawn, because I saw you in such and such movie, and I thought you was awesome, and I think you'll be a great lead role of this story. Now, you may never seen the daggone movie before. The only reason why you saw Dawn is because you saw her email address and you think that she might play the role. Never seen her playing this doggone movie. You never even see the movie before. But Dawn gonna get that email and say, oh my God, thank you for thinking of me. That's so precious. Send me the pitch deck. And then what's gonna happen is Dawn may be the star of the movie, and she already have connections with the director or a producer that can greenlight your project. Then when she says send the pitch deck over, here's a method to my madness. You put Dawn as part of the character wish list and her picture, so Dawn can look at the pitch deck and say, oh my God, I can see myself in this movie because I'm one of the lead characters. And she put me as such and such. Boom, send it over.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. That's a teaser. That makes sense.
That's a teaser. Yeah. So that's how you would do it and send Dawn. And then if you want to send it to what's her name is? Ine Kane.
Yeah. Leave my child alone. I call her my half, my child, my sister, everything. My ride or die.
I was gonna say Kenya, but I can't say Kenya. That's not how you say your last name. But I jack up names. But does anybody here? I'm taking over the show. Does anybody have any more questions, comments, concerns, grievances, anything right now? Please ask. Listen. You can ask your questions right now. Don't be shy. It's only us on the call on this nice, awesome show. It's called Prime Time with Coach John. It's no longer called Bravo with Sheila. It's called Prime Time with Coach John with special guests Sheila Ingram and Deneen A. Connor. So
I get to be a special guest again. Wow.
Yes. So anybody got any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
No, let me stop. But anybody have any questions? Please feel free
to
answer.
Any writers in the chat? Anybody that desires to tell their story, write their story? Do you have a story in you? Is there something that you don't have to tell your life story? Is there because a lot of creative people in this chat? I know it is.
Oh, Hillary Banks asked me a question. She got a question. How much are your classes? Banks. Great question, Miss Hillary Lisa Banks.
Name the lady.
There's two portions that you can do. You can take the entire Coach John University courses, which you'll get to learn how to become a screenwriter. Not just learn how to write your own screenplay, but become a screenwriter. Meaning you can learn how to write an action, drama, holiday special, TV pilot, all that. You can learn how to do the pitch deck. You can learn how to become a screenwriter for hire, a paid screenwriter for hire. You will also learn how to become a coach and speaker and be able, because I'll add that in there, to be able to travel and speak and get paid and change lives. That whole university course is $1,500. Okay? Now, you may say, okay, hold up now. Hold up. Do you have individual courses? Yes, I do have standalone courses. I do have the screenwriter single course, the screenwriting course, the pitch deck course. The screenwriting course by itself is $600. The pitch deck course is $500. The Screenwriter for Hire mentorship program course is $400, where we'll teach you how to get paid writing screenplays, of course. You will get your graduation certified certificates as well, and you now get a t-shirt. Also the
Allegedly.
allegedly, both of y'all said yeah. But you also get the coach speaker membership, so you get all those as a standalone course. So my website, you can go check the website. It's up on the website. You want to join the family? It's www. And you see it going across the screen at Coach John's Screenwriting Academy.org. O-R-G.
All right, putting up another question. If it'll go.
It's there.
All right. All right.
Mm-hmm. Would you recommend using the same editor for your book and screenplay?
What do you need? 3, 2, 1, 5.
You know what? I would say, because I didn't, because Coach was my editor for my screenplays. So, you know, I have an editor for my books, but I don't know if I would use her for screenplays, because if you don't have the knowledge, I'm sorry, Harlem's live tonight.
I told you about that.
If you don't have the knowledge of screenplays, like how can someone really, I mean, as far as just editing, like the grammar and stuff like that, then yeah. But you know, you also have to have the story flow and how it has to be formatted and things like that. So that's part of editing also. So if that person has some knowledge of that, I would say yes. But if not, I would say no. Get someone who's familiar with screenplays.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the dialogue, because you may get someone, if your character, and I always say this, if your character is from the real South, like from New Orleans, and the character wants to speak like mine, M-A-N-E, instead of saying man, M-A-N, your character say mine, M-A-N-E, leave it in there. Got to keep the character authentic, because there's some people who change it to man. No, it's mine, M-A-N-E, or everybody. Not everybody, but everybody with the E apostrophe R B-O-D-Y, everybody. I'm talking about everybody, not everybody. I'm talking about everybody.
Sometimes you just have to say that. And, you know, it's interesting that you say that, because when I wrote my first book, you know, it took me, I had no knowledge of being an author. I had, you know, this was before Facebook. So I did all my searching on the web, tried to get as much information as I could. And it literally took me like about 8 months just to even find an editor. But I found an editor. She was very nice. She was a white lady. She was very nice. But I never forget, it was one part of the book when I said, you know, so-and-so, and he had on his Thames. And she called me. She's like, what are Thames? I was like, oh, Lord, have mercy. I was like, okay, I know I can't be using her again, you know, but yeah. So you have to find someone who definitely knows what you're talking about.
And definitely find someone that knows screenplays and knows the lingo to find out they edit it and make sure they know what they're doing when it comes to writing a screenplay. Because I'm gonna tell you this much. I've seen people that come to me so thirsty. Don't be thirsty. Don't go out there and try to submit a screenplay and it's all jacked up. Like saying this pitch deck. Don't go be thirsty. I've seen screenplays written on Word. And everything is on and make sure your screenplay is good, because I've been in meeting with some people that say, hey, I want a meeting. I said, you're gonna submit this? All right. Submit the screenplay. And if the producer keep asking you questions about what is this word, what is this here, why is this word this way, after the first 2 pages, he gonna tell you, or she gonna tell you, we can't do this. You're gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to go to class and let him do the screenplay for you, because we can't take this. Come back when this thing is ready. Come back when it's right. Because this business, it's a close-knit circle, so to speak, but they'll chew you and spit you out.
Yeah.
So do not come in there all thirsty thinking that, okay, I don't need to take no classes. I don't need everybody say, I'm going to YouTube and take it, but will YouTube go review your screenplay?
Right.
You still have to pay somebody to review your screenplay, because that's why people get jacked up. And then they're gonna come back to me and say, Coach, you were right. I want to take your class. They're gonna come out and say, Coach, you take your class.
It's important, because people don't realize how important a voiceover is. You know, the interior, exterior, you know, all of those parts that are so. And one thing I can say, I'm talking. One thing I can say is that when you become a screenwriter, when you become a screenwriter and you look at other movies, in your head, you be like, okay, interior, exterior, voiceover.
Right.
You be saying all of those things. So sometimes you don't even like really know the movie because you be like,
how about this one, montage?
Yes.
How about that one?
In montage, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes, you know, and that's how you know that you got it. When you doing that, you know you got it.
You understand the whole thing.
Yeah.
And people don't want to pay because they think, okay, I don't want to pay it. I think I learned myself, but you still got to submit it all.
Well, you know, Coach, you should tell them about the afterpay.
Oh yeah, I do have afterpay. Afterpay is on everything. Matter of fact, afterpay is on everything. So if you have afterpay, there's no problem. What in the world is that?
My phone. You know what? I have my phone off and do not disturb, but my brother always goes through because of his emergency. So that's what
happens to me too. Yeah.
But go ahead. You were saying afterpay.
Yeah, as I was rudely interrupted. Afterpay, I do accept afterpay on all services. All services afterpay. If you have afterpay, it should be good for you. So I do accept afterpay. Just go on the website, www.coachjohnscreenwritingacademy.org, org, and there you go. And like I said, the training, the classes are how I'm gonna explain to you how the classes are now. I did do the one-on-one, but now it's online, meaning that you will graduate and learn and graduate your own pace. How the classes work, Vika can attest to this. That say, for instance, I see the first video. There's homework to be made. Homework to do. And say, for instance, you send me the first 10 pages of the screenplay. I will personally do a video of your first 10 pages, and that's how your training homework review will go all the way until you graduate. So you will get that's personalized, personal. It's like it's as if we are doing a Zoom or one-on-one. I'm personalizing the video that your homework that you did and going over it and sending you the video email back to you. And that's how it will go until we.
I'm gonna tell you one of the best things about these classes that I'm sure, matter of fact, I know that you are not getting is that once you graduate, Coach will sit there with you either on the phone or he will CC you, and he will immediately send out your screenplay to producers and everything.
For sure.
Immediately upon graduation, and you will get CC'd on that. And I don't think anyone else is doing that. No place else.
True.
I don't think anyone is doing pitch decks as well. Like I said, like I don't think they're doing. I've seen some classes where people come to my class and say, "Coach, I've spent a couple $1,000 on screenplay classes, and I still don't know how to write a screenplay." Huh?
That's so sad.
All PowerPoint. It's all PowerPoint. They spend about 6 weeks learning protagonists and antagonists, and you still have not written a screenplay because they're gonna tell them to go to final draft, which they're gonna cost about $250 by itself or more than that, and they're gonna tell you to go through that. I'm like, huh? There's a lot of people made a mistake, thought the grass was on the other side because they've heard such and such is this person. They done stuff back in '93, and end up getting shacked, so to speak. And they come back to me and say, "Coach, I should have stick with you." I said, "Well, because what I do, if I know something, and there's a lot of gatekeepers out there. There's a lot of gatekeepers in this business. If I know something, I'm going to give it to my graduates. If I know something, I'm going to give it to you. If there's an opportunity for you to submit and they're looking for work, I'm going to submit it. Well, to my graduates first, but I'm going to submit it. And if you have it, then you submit it. I'm not gonna gatekeeper. There's a lot of money to be made in this business.
Yes.
What are some of the movies? What are some I'm sorry, what are some of the genres that you know, because you have your ear to the ground, that people are looking for now? I know you posted something the other day about what is kind of, because you're working on a couple of things as well, but what are some of the things in terms of screenplays that people are looking for?
They're looking for let me go ahead and
I think you said horror. I will never write a horror. That would never be my lane. I'm so
That's
scared
what
of
I
things.
said, but I gotta challenge myself. I'm gonna write one.
You gonna write a horror? I don't think I could do it.
There's a production company that's looking for a rip from the headlines, inspired by content, Christmas movies, thrillers, horrors, holiday movies. Well, I know some looking for Mother's Day movies. Of course, Valentine's Day, rom-coms, faith-based. Those they're looking for those.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see drama because there's so many out there saturated. They're looking for things that they can easily make, and especially when it comes to holiday, you got to think about it too. After Thanksgiving, you turn on BET or TV One. How many holiday movies you see?
Thanksgiving, they starting them now.
Yeah, but BET and TV One, they play holiday movies all the way up until probably after the New Year.
Lifetime starts them in July.
That's crazy. And they're looking for holiday movies because they're easy to make and they good sales.
Yeah.
And rom-coms, romantic comedies.
Yeah, so let's put one of that up. Rom-coms.
Mm-hmm.
She said no horror for me either. I mean, they'll get made thrillers, suspense thrillers, all that good stuff. But it's easy to make sometimes. But that's what they're looking for. And if you can just come up with something, just come up with it and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's a romantic comedy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta do it. They're easy. They're easy to do. Romantic comedies.
Yeah, romantic comedy, because that way that it's easy to sell and you can bring in money because everybody can watch it. It's not one of those. It's not one of those. I'm a trap queen 14. My wifey part 4. I'm on a mixed trail. I'm a gunner. I'm a shoot you up.
Trap queen. You love saying trap queen. You got so.
He's been on the trap queen tonight. He's been on the trap queen tonight.
Trap queen.
Guns and Butter part 4.
Oh,
Guns and Butter.
My uncle's side.
Well, you know what? Not to be funny too, but and he is right though. The title is very important.
It is.
The title is very important because you
this
want
is a nice one.
That's catchy. Yes, Queen's Trip. Yeah, you want something that's catchy. You know, something that's too long, something that's too short that you can't. You want something to give people like, okay, what is this about? This sounds interesting. So you have to keep it mysterious a little bit.
You can't sometimes bring book titles to Hollywood titles. It's not going to match.
What kind of titles?
Book titles.
Oh, book title. Oh, yeah.
If I bring a book title to Hollywood, it's not going to.
Yeah, you made me change mine.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't change mine. Wedding Day is perfect.
Yeah, yours is perfect.
But
yours
we did though.
Oh,
we changed Wedding Day from a drama to a thriller. And now it got
really?
Because of the genre. Yeah.
Nice.
So a lot of people want to put urban drama. Don't put nothing urban. Nothing urban.
Drop the urban word.
Drop the urban word when it comes to the genre. Urban. Y'all, people got to get themselves out their own way when it comes to screenwriting because everyone thinks they have the best thing since sliced bread. And then when they get denied, they want to quit. When they realize it don't matter how many submissions we can send out. I told one lady this. I said, you might have changed the title. You might have changed the thing. I'm not changing anything. And she's still trying to look for someone to even look at her screenplay. Because she don't want to get themselves out their own way. You got to get yourself out your own way. And you got to keep on honing your craft. Don't be a one-trick pony and just wait on one screenplay that thing is gonna make it. No. And then you're gonna realize, oh my God, I took this class.
Ravika said I had to change mine. She said true.
Yeah, I thought my screenplay was gonna be it because everyone, my mom and my daddy said this is gonna be a great movie, and no one's taking advantage of it. I quit.
Yeah, people give up too easy. Because like you said, it's not an overnight thing. You got to stay on your grind and
you got to stay on the grind. I tell people making excuses, like my job.
That's true, but you know, not to cut you off, Cole, but that's another thing that I found out and learned from taking the screenwriting class, how long it actually takes to make a screenplay, you know, because we used to just seeing it on the other side, like they'll start advertising for it like in January that it's coming out in March, you know, but we don't know that they've had the script for 2-3 years. You understand? True. And like, it takes time because you're right, you know, you want to submit it and be like, okay, did anybody get back? Did anybody get back? No, it takes time. You know, it takes time. And even when they say yes, it still takes time, you know, because I mean, like you told me, Coach, you've told me that they wanted wedding day. And this was like, what, 2021? And here we are in 2023. You know, it takes a lot.
It takes a lot and it takes time. If you really want a successful movie with a successful company like Netflix or BT or whatever, and you want to make sure that the money is there, the budget is there, distribution, all that stuff has to come into play. Look, we had a movie called Sessions. We wrote this thing in 2021, and then we ended up writing 14 knots. And I'm glad we waited because now we got 2 movies going back to back, all because we waited. Things fell through. Things didn't work out. We thought last year we were going to start one in August. It didn't work out. Now look at us now. Now we about to go to Atlanta and Morocco, then back to Atlanta to shoot 14, and then come back to shoot Sessions, and then we got another one that we got to do in Texas. So the fact that we've been patient is you got to wait and patient, but you still got to learn the craft. We still rewriting the script. It's been 2 years. We still rewriting each script. So that's what I'm saying. Rewrites, you're going to be doing rewrites all the way until the film is in because they're going to be like, you can be on set and be like, oh, I got to write this in. So tomorrow we're going to put this in. So you're going to be doing rewrites all the way into, especially if you get hired, of course, the script supervisor, you're going to get hired and then you have to rewrite it.
What about sitcoms?
Huh?
What about sitcoms? When people that won't write a movie, but they have like a sitcom in them, something they think is TV worthy, where it's an ongoing sitcom. What kind of thing is that? Is that something that pays off, or
it can pay off? It's hard. It's hard for TV than it is doing a movie because you got to get with sponsorships. Look at Real Dude's been sitting on the shelf since 2019, and well, really 18, and then COVID took place. It just got into pre-production earlier this year.
What's that? Which one?
Pre-production. That means that they're moving forward with it.
No, okay.
You got to think about this. I always use Empire as an example. When Empire first came out, there was no sponsor. When people say limited commercial breaks, that means that they have not any sponsorships to back them up. When someone say limited commercial breaks, that's when they have hardly any sponsors to back the show up.
Oh, I never knew that.
After the first season, look who look every time Coca-Cola, Walmart, Target was all over Empire.
True.
That's what I'm saying with limited commercial breaks. And that's why the Writers Guild's on strike because the TV writers are getting less than it was supposed to because now the streaming services, they cutting their pay because back in the day, it usually be 22 episodes that they usually get paid, but it's been cut in half and the residuals getting cut in half because now it's just 10. And sometimes don't even get a residual cut when it comes to the streaming services. So now they're fighting for streaming services so they can get paid off for streaming service, and some not getting paid off for streaming service. So that's everybody fighting that as well.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's real deep, because you're cutting the livelihood of their lifestyle of living a certain way, the pay cuts and
the AI, because
the AI. Oh God!
But what I was told is that I saw they said that if they didn't go on strike a couple years later, if you use a screenplay with the AI, they will have to be part of. You would have to register them as part of the writer. They would have to be part. Like, huh? Yeah. You
what?
Yeah.
So it would be written by Deneen A. Connor and Bot 233.
Bot.
Here's the thing about the AI when it comes to screenwriting. I tried it so much and tried to see what the problem was and see what the deal was. The robot, it's a robot.
Mm-hmm.
If you write a black screenplay, it's gonna sound like a white person wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I put in the chat GP talking slang, doing all that stuff, and it came back, hey homeboy, what's up, homie? You gonna do this thing, man? Absolutely, cuz.
Wow.
Wait, did it say cuz or cousin?
Cuz. It said, well, I forgot what it said. It said cuz or something, but the fact that it was written, it sounded like the robot is white trying to speak.
They couldn't figure out that part.
I put ebonics, I put hood, I put everything in the type, because you can type it in.
Right.
Jamal and Tracy walking into the store, all that stuff, and I put talking slang, talking ghetto, talking all ratchet, and it still came out as of a white person is speaking, is writing for a black person. It's like somebody writing for the Jeffersons. Like
the robot is in the suburbs. The robot's in the suburbs.
And you still got to put it into the right screenplay format, because you got to copy and paste that sucker and submit it. It's you know,
a lot.
It's a lot. So no, it's not all that.
You might as well sit there and do it yourself, because it's like, that's a lot.
Yeah. So
let's see if we have any more questions.
Any more questions? Come on with a question before we go.
Yeah, come on before we go.
Come on before we go.
I'm holding my daughter's bedroom hostage.
We got 3 more hours. Let's go.
Oh, no, we don't. And that is not even allegedly.
Look, I gotta do a training video as soon as I can hang up here. I gotta do a training video. But who have any more questions? Please speak up for now. Forever hold your peace.
Trust me, he'll be back again. Trust.
I'm gonna be back, because now we're about to have 50 million viewers this time. So
Deneen and Coach will be back.
Yes.
Deneen, what do you do? If you fall that chair, I'm gonna be weak. I'm gonna laugh. If you fall that chair, I am going to be laughing.
I was trying because someone didn't tell me that I was supposed to send my stuff over to Sheila.
Exactly. Coach just sent what he wanted to.
I thought Sheila emailed it.
No, I told you and Deneen, make sure you guys send me. Yep, sure did. Hold up some things before we go, Deneen.
That's what I was doing.
Well, Deneen, you do know you can put. Hold on, let me see. Can I do this real quick? Let me see. Hold on for a second. You might be able to do it too. Let's see. Do y'all see this? Hold on. I can't do it. Okay, you gotta let me. I can't do it.
No,
okay.
you're not the host. You can't do it.
Right.
But what if forget y'all then? Okay.
You forget y'all in. Check him out. Hold your stuff up, sis. So before we sign off.
Hold up. Right. This is one of my composition notebooks.
We can't see it all the way.
Hold it a little close.
We don't want to see your face. Just put your face over it. I say put your face over it. Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it up. Okay, there you go.
This is one of my composition notebooks.
Can you use 2 hands?
Because I'm holding the other ones.
Oh,
this is another one.
That's nice. I like that one.
I like that
and
one.
I have this one.
Take your time. Nice. Hold on. Take your time. Don't let the viewers watch it. before you put it back down.
I know, and they is going to be like, how can I get one? And they just she supports so much. Anybody that comes on the platform, she said it. See,
how can I get one, Deneen? Because
they are. Oh, thank you. They're on Amazon. But if you go to my link on my website, I have all of them listed, and you click the link, and it'll take you straight to Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's so talented. What you holding your helmet up? That's your look at him.
This is one of the covers of my books.
That's the cover. Hold it a little closer. That's the one for wedding.
Yes.
Yes.
This is wedding. You know what? He gets on my nerves.
Isn't he a mess? He's a mess.
He gets on my nerves. And this is one for wedding day.
Wedding day.
Tell him.
That's Tell him. Okay, I have all your books. I have all of them.
I can't. You know what? I hate him. And in addition, I also have. I forgot to mention before. I have journals and I have planners also. You know,
Coach is a mess. Coach, look, Deneen, look. It's a mess. Oh my God.
Really, Coach? Really?
Mess.
Really?
Yeah, I told you her stuff is beautiful. So this Coach is bad that she wasn't in this slideshow. But next time we'll have look at him. He's a mess. The next time, we'll have everything.
Shut up. Thank you, Ania. Is Ania?
And then Nia.
Say whatever. Right.
She'll say it right. Because I've been trying. Everyone says it wrong. Everyone think they have it right. It's Anania. Nania.
So
whatever. You could call her Ine or whatever. People call her Ine and she's fine with it. She said, oh my goodness, look, she's already on Amazon. She supports everyone on this platform.
Thank you.
Well, support me. Come support me. Shoot.
Now tell them where to find you on the podcast on Facebook, because you're on every week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, or come on, first you do Mondays. You first, then Deneen.
I will be on Deneen shows. Okay.
I know you're on with her, but you was on by yourself this Monday. Deneen, he's a mess.
this is building a legacy with CD pretty much, Deneen. But anyway, Deneen, you need to stop that. Come on, don't go there with building a legacy. Okay? Don't go there.
I have not opened my mouth. I have not said anything.
I have lunchtime with Coach John. It's gonna be tomorrow, Wednesday, from 1:30. I might end up trying it at 12 o'clock and see how it is. I might end up doing the podcast at 12 to go through the Young and the Restless. It's the podcast that comes on during or after the Young and the Restless. I might have to do it at 12 o'clock tomorrow. But it's lunchtime with Coach John. And it's on every Wednesday during lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
And then building a legacy. No, I'm gonna let Deneen talk about building a legacy with C&D whenever it comes on. But go ahead, Deneen. Talk about it.
Building a legacy. Well, we were on.
We're talking on today.
Then we went to Wednesdays. Then we went to Sundays. Only because my co-host, she went on vacation to Africa for a couple of weeks. So I did have a temporary co-host. But, it's just not the same. You want your co-host. So, we just, sometimes, you just got to figure things out. So we're figuring things out. But we'll be back. Building a legacy is all about how one builds a legacy. We talk about, one time we had a show about gatekeeping, how everybody keeps the information to themselves. We have guests on people who are basically building their legacy and what they're doing and what they've gone through. So we're all about encouraging everyone to start their own business, to do what you want to do. There was a time when we had a show, we had a panel of like about 6 amazing women in the industry. That was a great podcast, and everyone was giving their feedback and giving little tidbits and being helpful and everything. So we'll be back. We'll be back soon. Building a legacy. We'll be back soon.
Look, it's a mess.
What is that supposed to be?
It's a fan.
It's a fan. He's a mess. Well, guys, listen, it's been awesome. It's been great. This was been just like I said it was going to be.
A mess.
We come as advertised.
A mess. Just call it what it is. A mess.
And we come as advertised. We show up and we show out. We don't be one of you know what I've interviewed people that claim that they want to be on the show, but they talk as if like I have a book out and I am an author. I've been writing books since when I was in college, and I know that I am a good writer, and
so silly. He's silly. Oh my goodness. Listen, we're going to try to have Coach and Dean back.
The other person. You can't get her name.
Once a month.
That's fine.
We're going to let Coach bring whoever he wants to bring on once a month, because I think people are enjoying it. Yeah, definitely get y'all back once a month so we could just really stir up the gifts.
I'm going to have to get with my agency to talk about my agency to tell your people to call my people next time, because now I'm up here every month now. And I'm looking for things I'm gonna be looking for, as far as I'm looking for.
He wants a gold toilet in the bathroom.
Or a gold toilet in the bathroom. I prefer my name in highlights. I'm the GOAT. Make sure you call me the GOAT.
We're gonna take this show out with the GOAT mode song, and it's for you tonight. You are the GOAT. We're going to take it with the GOAT. We're going to take out this broadcast. Just stay tuned for more of the Sheila Ingram Network with Coach John, who always takes over the podcast. And Deneen, you know what? I don't know what to say. If you with him every day, Lord help you.
No, Lord help her.
That's what she said. Lord help me. Yes, help me. You know?
He's a great guy. I love Coach. I love him. I love him. Let's see. We got a couple of comments that I didn't catch before we dropped this GOAT mode song, because we definitely taking it out. Coach is a mess. Dawn, my co-host, Dawn B, said Coach is a mess.
He is. You being nice. You being nice, Dawn.
Pastor Rosa, that's Dawn's mother. That's Pastor Rosa Griffin. She said, hello, everyone.
Good night. Hold on, you've been on the air for 2 hours. You just now getting on the show. The show been on the air for 2 hours. You just now getting on Miss Rosa. Really? You had to catch the rebroadcast. Come on, hello everyone. We about to end the show, Miss Rosa. Come on now. We love you, but you late. You 2 hours late.
This boy
you must have came on a Mountain Standard Time.
Oh.
Coach, she's a pastor.
I know, Miss Pastor Griffin. I love Miss Pastor Griffin.
She's ministering to somebody. Maybe that's why she's just getting along, because she was ministering to somebody.
Yeah, Miss Rose.
That's Dawn's mommy.
Hey, Dawn, you know what? Your mom was a good mom, and I remember that day when she bought me some apples.
Thank you, Dawn, for praying for me. I need it.
No, Miss Rose, you good. You good. You know, I'm just playing with you, Miss Rose. As long as you showed up. You showed up, you good to go. Even though you 2 hours and 5 minutes late, you good. You good. You showed up though. You decided to stop preaching and come and see us. I commend that. I appreciate this, Rose.
She's like the Lord. She's right on time.
Oh, your mom was listening with you. Okay. We'll take right. And I'm an introvert. Right. And I'm an introvert.
Coach, you can't be calling people liars on the daggone YouTube live.
I ain't calling everybody. No.
Oh, God.
Whatever. Get out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
I've been down it since I was 8, cause my team wasn't no pitch. Give them 81 to their face, Jaylee Roses on their grave. Now 24 when they really hate. Love it when the stakes so high, I rest I wasn't like 10 alone on my dinner plate. First take to the max, I kill a man, that's no debate. It was space since I began, I was bound to be great. In my leg going and sinking, in my way of shaking bait. They just say I'm sleeping every move I make. You see the two types of man, the one that's on the court and the one that's in the stand. The one playing the sport and the one that's just a fan. But don't understand, but swear they could do better than you on this last dance. Watching Jerry Bush, looking at the Jordan. it too important. It's still ain't wanna put it. Well, I'm hated or supported, y'all getting extorted. Leave your team assorted, you traded while I'm awarded. Hey, let me see those hands now. Let me see you dance now. Let me see those hands now. Let me see you dance now.
Stand back and watch it go mode. Half man, half ram, call it go mode. On the proud with my ground, call it go mode. GOAT, you know we
Now they
go
call me
mode.
PW Kirk, a legend in 2 games. I went from dancing to rapping, I'm bodying both lanes. They had me down 3-1, came back like King James. I ain't chasing this fame, just stacking up all this change. Look, I wasn't tall, so I idolized the guards. Now I cross over like Iverson with these bars. I was in China like Marbury living large. And Kimber walking from the Bronx, I knew I could be a star. I made a couple raps and now they asking, can I open up? I got them fans throwing up their arms like I woke them up. See me on their TV screens, more you going up. Ain't gotta brag, you know what's up when we showing up. They told me be the best I can be. I ain't the definition of gold, it's the definition of me. 10,000 hours, time to take the game mastery, and I'm in gold mode with this Mamba mentality. Let me see those hands now. Let me see you dance now. Let me see those hands now. Let me see you dance now.
Stand back and watch it go mode. Half man, half ram, call it go mode. On the proud with my ground, call it go mode. GOAT, you know we gon' go.
Greatest of all time, the greatest of all things. Waffle crew in the house, the greatest of all teams. Spread our talent to America like AGT. 2K23, you cannot play with me. I'm a step ahead like a step that you went for. Pump fake, 4-point play like I'm Chris Paul. Vince Carter over foreign giants hopping
Oh
up
my
the wall
goodness.
like a giant.
Well, you know, rapping is not his forte.
Whew. Okay.
You see y'all next time.
You said you to go.
Right.
You said you to go.
Right.
Wait. Look all the comments. Wait.
I'm the goof. I'm the goof.
And the goat is done. Wait.
I'm done.
He tired. Yeah, he tired now.
I'll see y'all next month. Hang this
All
thing
right,
up.
guys. We see
y'all
y'all
later.
later. Thanks
Lord
for being
Jesus.
here. Oh, ciao, everybody. Listen,
Have a
hit
good
that
one.
thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up and
Yeah, hit
subscribe
that-
to
hit
the
that, but I can't
channel.
touch it. I can't even hit it.
I love you guys. Talk to you soon.
My back hurt.